Okay, some stocks on watch for Monday and really just for the week coming up. Best Buy, BBY, breaking out of a base on Friday in a weak market. Nice volume. Going to watch that one for continuation. So on an intraday basis on Monday, remember I'm a day trader. I'm flat every night looking for intraday opportunities based on the daily chart is where I start. So Best Buy is a pretty good candidate for higher prices. KNDI, nice bottoming tail after a nice move. That one's after 3 days down. That one's on long watch. On an intraday basis, yeah, just a nice afternoon flag on options expiration Friday. So, and there it is on 15-minute candle. So up over this little flag, this one could continue higher. PLUG, these guys are on watch. They have bottoming tail there. BLDP, another hammer candle there. Fuel Cell, FCEL. All of these are on watch. I think we get another up day on Monday, but we'll see. It doesn't cost me anything to have them on a chart. JASO, after gapping up, sold off that whole day, then based for a few days, and then pushing down again. But you did have what was resistance kind of right in this area. It's right in that area, and there right there is the 20-day as well. So if Solars catch a bid, we'll be watching JASO for a bounce again on an intraday basis. Kind of the same with KBH. Gapped up a few days ago and hasn't broken its early high any of these 3 days since. Massive volume, but we're getting down to what was recent resistance. It's also kind of hanging around the 200-day. That one and the other home builders just on bounce watch again for an intraday trade. YOD had this really big move back here from 5 to almost 7. Those are rough numbers. And now back down to the 20-day. 4 red days in a row. That one goes on bounce watch. Remember, on Friday, the market was just pretty weak. Real quick, we'll show you that. Pretty weak all day, so nothing could really catch a bid. But as I tell, especially with options expiration in the afternoon, I tell our chat room folks, I say, guys, there'll be better opportunities on Monday morning than trying to trade this Friday afternoon. And that's how I felt. And now that Monday morning's rolling around, it's basically a fresh start. As a day trader, I kind of look at when the afternoon starts dying down and there's really nothing presenting itself and we've had a decent morning, I just switch gears and say, tomorrow morning is where the opportunities will be versus these choppy afternoons. So keep that in mind. And overnight makes a big difference and a fresh start for day traders. I make most of my money in the first couple hours every day. And if I had any sense at all, I would only trade the first 2 hours any day. So, which may be where I'm headed down the road. But all right, what else do we have? YOD was the last one. CDTI. Another one that's way ahead of itself up here, but now you've got 3-4 days down in a row, getting to what was support here, or getting to some consolidation. I'll switch to 15-minute candle so you can see it. All right, you had 2 or 3 days where it spent between $4.50 and $5, and just a few days ago this was up over 7. So it's certainly overdue for a bounce, and it'll be on bounce watch. Again, based on intraday setups on Monday. And then BGMD, I'm going to try to type that again. BGMD, this one probably needs to come in another day or so before it becomes really interesting. But on the weekly, I really like this one. For some reason, okay, there, I'll say it wasn't coming up, but nice volume last week and really trying to break out of this long base. It got ahead of itself, so now a couple red days. Keep that one on your radar. I have some thinner stocks or lower volume stocks that are still interesting to me that should, I think, be on your watch list next week. QTWW, really like it over Friday's high, over 1065. Then it gets up, I think, nicely through 11. Could give a nice measured move, but it's a tough trader, so be careful with that one. OCLS, I cannot type tonight. These are some of the lower, smaller cap ones I'm pointing out now, but OCLS, a move from 4 to 6, that's a big move. Now back down below 5. Again, I've got a lot of charts. I've got 6 monitors, so when I see something like that, and then you get a nice pullback, I certainly throw it on a chart. Maybe we'll catch a trade in it. What else do we have? Some other stuff for later in the week. MNGA, look at that, 28 million shares. I'm not going to chase it up here, but watch that one for a pullback next week, later in the week. Same with ISR, had a, massive volume there. I'd like to see another down day, get near $2, and we might get a nice intraday setup on that one long. What else do I have? Kind of obscure, but this one is on my radar, MEET. Nice volume here, and really just kind of consolidating at the 8-day moving average. Kind of has support right here in the 350 area. And as you can see, over 5 million shares this day, and you get a nice move. So this one, see these green candles here, can make, and including this one, can make nice moves at times percentage-wise. So that one's caught my attention and is, is going to be on an intraday chart on one of my monitors on Monday. See if anything else is. Of course, ASTM later in the week's got to be on watch. It feels like right now it's probably ahead of itself, but again, deserves to be on a chart. SYMX gapped up here, and then 3 days down to the 8-day and some support. Almost 10 million shares a few days ago, so that one deserves to be on a chart. CBMX, a little obscure, but not a lot in the way if this gets back over 360. So now that you've got 3 days down, kind of a whatever they call that, a doji candle right at the 8-day moving average and previous resistance. I like this one for a potential long. Oh, geez, let's see. I've got a few others, but I'm going to leave it at that. We'll probably find stuff as the morning unfolds in the chat room as well. So, you know what? That's enough of a list for a Monday morning. Have a great night. I'm off to 21 minutes until the second to last Walking Dead of the season. So, if you're watching this video and you forgot, don't miss it. That's what I'm going to do for the next little while, and maybe posting a couple more charts later, or I may head to bed after that. We'll see. All right, have a good night, and we'll see you guys on Monday morning for sure.